Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to Morning Inspiration with Friends with our host, Miss Inspiration. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe as you sit back and listen.
Well, good morning. Sorry for my delay. Y'all pup nephew got up this morning and was acting like a teenager. He was definitely not cooperating today. Um, but happy Monday. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I hope you were able to enjoy that extra hour of sleep. Because in the United States, we had excuse me, in the United States, we had daylight savings. So our time went back, it ended. So that was the excitement. But today I want to do this message because as you can see, I got my Toaster Remote hoodie on. Today this week, this upcoming week is the week that I packed up my life, drove 1,391 miles from Brooklyn to Tulsa. And so this week, I just want to kind of highlight different things that have happened. But this conversation is a conversation that I recently had with someone earlier this year. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm going to play a quick video real quick for y'all.
Hello, I wanted to come on and tell you about my amazing coach, Miss Tanisha Shanae, aka Miss Inspiration. She has been my coach for the past 2 months, and she has pushed me way outside my comfort zone. She has me doing things that I have not done before, being coached by her. You know, things that I was like, oh, I'm not going to do this, but she's like, you can do this. She encourages me, she inspires me, she motivates me, and she is just amazing.
All right, beautiful. So this week is the anniversary of my Toaster Remote. 2 years. I still can't believe it. I can't believe that it's been 2 years since I made this lifestyle change and, gave myself this peace and freedom. And that's what I want to talk about because this person made a comment and they were like, oh, you left? So that means you wasn't strong enough to handle New York. And what really just hit me was no one wants to be strong all the time, right? And it's not something that I don't think people realize is we don't have to, just because you were born somewhere doesn't mean that it's a place that you will have to stay for the rest of your life. That is a hill I would die on, okay? Because I see it so often, even before I was looking to leave, when I was having these conversations with people, they would say to me like, oh, but you were born here. And I'm like, yeah, but just because somebody was born somewhere doesn't mean that they have to die there, right? So it was like, I just outgrew the area. I outgrew the whole Eastern because it's like I have no desire to be over there. Probably the only state that I could possibly see myself living on the East Coast would be like Charlotte, somewhere in the Carolinas, North or South Carolina. Like I'm looking for that type of lifestyle where it's slower, less people, it's not a rush, you know what I'm saying, to go and be everywhere. So that's something. But what a lot of people, especially New Yorkers, they have this feeling like, oh, because you outgrew the area, like it's betrayal. It's not. It's becoming. Leaving a place doesn't mean that you are betraying them. Doesn't mean that you are betraying your roots. It doesn't mean that you are betraying where you're from. It is becoming. You're becoming the person that you're supposed to be. And oftentimes you're not going to be that person in your hometown. So you have to go. You have to go where God is telling you, because God is going to lead you to where you're supposed to go. Every place has a season for us. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a day that God is going to say, all right, it's time for you to leave Tulsa. And it might be another part of Oklahoma. It could be another part. It could be another part of the United States, or it could be another country altogether. But we get so attached, right? And the freedom that I feel when I detach myself from that, it was like, it really happened in 2022 when I got back on the road and I was able to start driving on the highway again. Because if you live outside of New York City, you know you have to drive on the highway, right? If you have ever been there, you know. In New York City, you don't have to drive. It's not a choice. I mean, sorry, it's not mandatory. It's a choice, right? I was choosing to drive because I didn't want to be around all the people, and I wanted to have control when I was ready to leave, and I can just get in my car and I can go. I don't have to wait for a bus or a train or nothing, you know? And so that's something that was really important for me. And so you're not leaving people behind. Like, you're just following where God is taking you ahead. And like I said, I know often, so many times people don't want to hear those types of things because they're so attached to what they have been used to, what they grew up in. And they feel as though that anyone that leaves, that they're betraying that. And it's not. You might be ignoring what God is telling you and where he is calling you. Okay. Um, the criticism that I received, and like I said, I'm focusing mainly on this particular conversation. I received a lot of criticism. You probably have seen other videos where people, I spoke on, how everyone became all of a sudden a weatherman. Everyone was a meteorologist. Everyone has something to tell me about the weather. Oh, it's going to be like this. It's going to be like that, right? People who stay stuck will always question those who are going to move, right? They're going to instill fear. They're going to try any way to get to stop you because that's the goal, right? You can't leave us. And so when I was telling people, and this was usually rare for me, usually I don't tell people until it's like about to happen. But God challenged me to tell people because it was like, how are you going to handle this criticism? You know it's coming. Everyone has something to say. Why would you want to move to Oklahoma? Oklahoma is this, Oklahoma is that. And you know what? And it just reveals the conditioning that so many people have. So many people are conditioned to stay in their hometown, to never even leave, to even go on vacation. Like, there are still people like that. I was over the weekend, I was watching the movie Set It Off. And Jada Pinkett Smith, her character, never left LA, right? And so when she was talking to Blair Underwood, he's like, have you ever left Los Angeles? And she was like, no. There's a lot more people like that. Even in 2025, even with access to passports, there are a lot of people that have never left. And their only way of sharing anything is to criticize you and to try to make you feel bad, like, oh, so you wasn't built for New York. Baby, I ran circles in New York. I did everything that I had to do. I did the hustle and bustle. I did the 6 a.m. commutes, 2-hour commutes. I did all of that. And at the end of the day, I realized this is not a flex. It's not a flex. It's not healthy. It's just not for me. And I tell people, I understand when people want to stay. And I have no problem with that. But what I will say is, don't criticize people for getting up and being bold and saying, you know what, I'm going to chase after what I truly want. And what I truly wanted was peace. I didn't want thousands and millions of people. Like, well, I need people to understand, Brooklyn, New York by itself has over 2 million people. The city of Tulsa has we're just under 440,000 people. Do you realize the energetic difference that comes with that? From 2 million in just one borough. We're not talking about all 5, one. And then you have all these tourists that are coming in and people commuting from Jersey into New York to go to work. So we're talking about a really large number, huge number of people, and that energetic difference that I felt. I don't care anyone else. You don't feel it, that's fine. But eventually I got to a point, and this was in 2015. 2015 was the first time that I've been having this feeling of like, yo, I don't want to be here. And not like in the suicidal way, but I just didn't want to be here, like in the city. And so when I had the ability to start packing up and going away for a month here and a month there, you think I didn't do that? Absolutely, right? Look, I'm looking for peace. And if my peace seems like weakness to someone, by all means, I guess I'm weak. But guess what? I am at peace. Peaceful Tanisha. That's going to be my new name, right? And so the last thing is that my freedom, this was freedom for me, right? Breaking free from the ties, the conditioning, the traditions, the mindset. It was a reward for my obedience. And that's why, when I do speak to people or they see how my life has been for the last almost 2 years to the date, they're like, yo, is that real? Like, some people don't even believe that what I'm dealing with, what I'm experiencing is even real. They believe that, you're making that up. Like, no one is that happy. No one is that happy in Oklahoma. That's what I hear all the time. They're not happy. You're not happy in Oklahoma. And I'm like, no, I really am happy in Oklahoma. So when you leave what no longer is serving you, right? And especially you do it at God's instructions, right? Your soul is gonna make room for what does. So this is the reason why I say, like, that's what freedom is. So you're letting go. This doesn't serve me. You identified it. You know fully it's not for you. And now you're like, yo, I'm going to just make room because I want to make room for what is meant for me and only for me. So Tulsa opened up doors. My book is sold in a physical store. Meeting and connecting people. Was able to meet my puppy and meet my dog and have start a relationship with someone that feels a lot healthier than it normally would in the past relationship that I've been in. Like, there's so many layers to this, right? And it's like I said, Oklahoma was never on my to-do list. It was never on a wish list. I never had a desire to go to OKC. Like, this was 100% God. He created the opportunity. And I said, if this is what you want, try to make it as seamless and smooth as possible. And that's what he did. So no, that freedom, the freedom that you're going to feel when you start leaving and you start being obedient, it's just going to make you realize, why didn't I do this sooner? Because for most of us, we heard this a long time ago. And I know for me, I heard this a long time ago. I just couldn't break free from it. I was letting all that criticism stop me and get me started and have me feeling like, I'll just stay. It's all right. My family needs me. This person needs me, but this job wants to hire me. Nope. Now I'm like, it's above me. But, so like I said, that conversation that I had earlier this year really just resonated. And when I look at this week and I'm just like, yo, you were about to get in a car and start driving. I thought it was last weekend, but last weekend was over I think November 4th or 3rd. Today or tomorrow would have been like the 2 years from I had my going away party. But it was the following week. So it would have been next weekend that I left and got on the road and got started. So this is how I got here, right? This is how Morning Inspiration was born and birthed, because it was birthed with this obedience. And this was a part of that journey as well. So speaking of that, if you notice, we now have merch. You probably noticed that if you look down below, you're going to see products. And we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, and it just says start with inspiration. And then it says Morning Inspiration with Friends. So go ahead and order. I'm waiting for my hoodies to come in. I got some nice colors. They got a light blue one, a royal blue, black, and I forgot there was another color that I added. Right? But go ahead and support. Get your Morning Inspiration with Friends merch. I would have had that on, but like I said, this week we're talking about Tulsa. We're talking about the changes that has happened, that has the growth that I have gone through. And yeah, so I hope that you have a great day today, on purpose, with purpose. And as always, just go out there and just keep doing great things. Block out the noise, block out the haters. Everyone has something to say. and let them speak. Let them say what they want, but you stay focused on what God is calling you to do, and that's all that is going to matter at the end of the day. I don't care about what other people say. Other people are going to criticize you. They're going to talk about you, and let them do that, because at the end of the day, it is about what you desire, right? You heard last week's message. Do what you desire. Don't worry about anyone else, because they're doing what they desire, right? And whether they like it, whether they enjoy it or not, or they love what they do, that's not our problems. We should be doing what we love to do. And when you're doing what God is telling you to do, then that right there is the true love that you're looking for. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae. Stay tuned for my closing and have a great day. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Morning Inspiration with Friends. I hope today's message gave you something to reflect on, smile about, and to move forward with. Remember, every single day is a new opportunity to walk in your purpose and to inspire someone just by being who you are.